So the next step should be deleting data. So deleting data will just run a command on the student handler to delete it. But before that, we need to get the selected row from the table with table that the user selected. Then we also need to show a confirmation dialog, because this one is a dangerous operation, so we should confirm with user before really deleting. Then we refresh the table. So the refresh table here is actually repopulate the table or reload the table. So we'll do that too. So first we'll get to student handler, because we need to run a command to delete the student. So student handler. So the one, I think the one with the videos here, just the one that we continue. Here utilities, no, not utilities, down student handler. We have add student, load students, and now we're going to have to delete students. So public int delete students given the student ID. So we'll do int as ID. Then for this, we're gonna make a string garment template equal to delete from student, where student should be here, student, where sid equal to their numbers there. Okay, then we'll have string, the command equal to string dot format, the command template. Okay, and we're going to add in their student ID. And let me make sure that is student ID, so I'll just go for that. Select everything from student, we'll have SID, that one is for student ID. Then we would like to execute that one. We'll just return SQL utility. Okay, then you're going to execute update. Then just should be it. So if it does delete, it's going to return an integer showing the number of rows or tuples that you deleted. If it couldn't delete, it's going to return -1 over there. So the next step will be from the form, which is our view student form, view students. Okay, view students. Then we should first click on a row over here and get that selected row, then click on delete. Okay, to delete. So if user click on delete, we'll double click on that. Oh, I should rename that button. So I didn't rename that yet, so just right click it here, change variable name, button, now delete. Okay, so I'll double click on this, and for that button delete, what I should do is that first get the selected row. So int from the selected row equal to the table students dot get selected row from this one. And if selected row is different from -1, which means you do select some. Okay, it means that you do select some. Okay, then we now going to perform the delete. Otherwise you're going to show a message to the user and say the option pane dot show message dialog, and say please select a student to delete. Okay. Then we perform that delete by using the student handler. I think we have that dot delete, but then we need to know what is the student ID that we want to delete. So we'll do like SID equal what we need to find out. So but before that, we're going to before that even they did select some, which is we're going to get the student ID equal to the table students dot get. We're going to get a value at, so we get the value at the get the value at the first one is the row, so row will be selected row, and the one will be columns, that will be first column. So our display, the first column is for our display, the first column is for the student ID over here. You see string columns, the first one is for student ID. So we'll get to the selected row and we get the first columns. Okay, then it is going to be a string, then we're gonna just try to cast it into string. Okay. But before that, we really need to this one is student ID. Before that, we really need to how to say, we really need to what to say now, we really need to confirm user if they really want to delete. So we want to confirm user if they really want to delete by asking them like int red equal to j option pane. Okay, then show confirmation dialog, and we'll ask, are you sure you deleting student, and then we'll give the name, then name or ID, let's say student ID. Let's just give the ID, and I want to do the format for this string.format, and I need to keep their student ID there, which is this SID that we find out. So I have to move that row down after getting that student ID. Then I'm gonna check now if red equal to j option pane dot OK option. So they may click on OK option, or they may click on cancel option. Right now we'll say click on OK option. Then we are going to really perform the delete. This one should be equal. We really perform the delete. Then after performing the delete, we need to refresh the table, reload the table, because we deleted one row. So to reload the table, actually it populates, it's the same as populate the students table again, but just to have a name which is, I mean, easier to understand, we'll just make an automated private void refresh table. It's going to be exactly the same, but just to have a name so that it's easier for user to call, to understand. But then it also just means that repopulate the students. Okay, then we will to delete, we'll refresh. Okay, refresh table students, then just use refresh table students just to make it clear. Okay, then I remember that I performed some actions that deleted some of the students, so I don't have it anymore. So I will just re-execute or execute again their code for generating the database. So I'll get back the data at its original format. Okay. Oh, I still, anyway, I wanna have a refresh on that database, so I will do this and run it again. Yep. Then now we don't have anything from student yet, so let's just run the application. Try to add some students, run that. let me check if we do have the global data to see if we really force the people to. Okay, we already set one default user here, and we disable the login. So we'll just go straight and try to add some students. So this one is student one address, which is the first cohort. Okay, now you have student two address, and it's gonna go to the second cohort, and student three address, and bring it to the third cohort. And okay, we have some students here, 3 students. Now we want to delete the students. Okay, we haven't coded that one, but we should, because anyway, when we delete the students, we bring the view student form for user to delete. But for interaction purpose, for visibility, it's kind of hard for user to know that in order to delete, you have to view first. So we need to code this manual. We'll do it later. But now, by now, we'll know that view will be able to delete. So I'll click on view. Let's just refresh that, because I think it was not refreshed. So we have the 3 students over here. Okay, 3 lists over here. Then if we select a student to delete, let's say if you let's say do search. So if you didn't select anything like this and click on delete, it will ask you please select a student to delete. Okay, we'll just delete the second one. Click on delete. Are you sure you would like to delete student ID number 2? It's correct. That one is student ID number 2, and you may just say no, it's going to be there. Or if you click again, or you say cancel, it's going to be there, because this is a dangerous behavior. Now if you click on delete, and if you do say yes, now it's deleted. Okay, now it's deleted, and the table is refreshed. Now the next one is just to confirm that it's really deleted from the database. And now if I'm gonna select this, we see only student 1 and student 3, and we don't have student 2 there inside the database because we deleted it. So the next one that I was saying is that we need to implement the menu there, but actually it's the same as showing the view. So what I'm going to do is we really need to implement that menu. So it's in the form main, and we also have manage, then student, and when we do the delete, it's exactly the same as the view. So we show the form view once again, even though it's exactly the same, but we still need to code this menu. It's not too difficult to code though, for visibility of the user, so that improve the interaction design for this. Because when the user would like to delete their students, they won't just think of delete. They will not think like we first have to view, then to delete. Okay, so that is it.